I think you're likely to see, given that it looks like it's a repeat of the 2014 verdict. Modi is likely to come back pretty much in the same form. His reliance on allies, again, it doesn't look like he needs to really depend on a lot of these regional allies, which means it's a lot of political and policy stability at the federal level. But I do think that it'll still be quite incremental. I mean, Modi had a majority in the first term, but he was fairly risk averse. First 2 years, pressed ahead with this land ordinance bill, but then pushed back when there was opposition. I do think he'll inhabit both the space of an economic modernizer and of a populist.
You know, Pratyush, my issue is, if indeed these are the real numbers, if actually the seats do translate into 300 plus for the NDA, then it would seem that the electorate has given a thumbs up to Modi's first term. Is that really the case?
It appears like it, because we all thought, all of us political pundits thought, that issues like rural distress, the unemployment figures would really create a dent in the BJP's numbers. But the fact that it looks like the NDA is romping home with another very similar sort of majority like they did last time, it does appear that it's not really created the kind of popular impact that you would have expected. Issues such as national security seems to have clearly dominated this election. And more than anything else, this has been really the cult of personality writ large over, Modi's cult of personality writ large over these elections. It's been a referendum, Modi or no Modi, whether there's an alternative to him, and it clearly looks like people want to give him another term.
Another term, and what can he deliver in his second term if indeed we call the elections and he does come back to power in a few hours from now? What can we expect from the second term in terms of what he does with the existing reforms and the implementation process there, and what he does in terms of pushing new reforms, economic and social?
I think on the first one, you're likely to see him continue kind of pushing with this whole streamlining of the GST. Obviously, currently the GST bill is still very much sort of flawed in the sense you've got multiple tax brackets. I think he'll try to streamline that. But I think the other one is dealing with this pile of $150 billion in the debt in the banking sector. I think he's going to use tools like the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code to kind of tame it further, but do not expect a wholesale privatization of banking sector, which, or loosening of control, political control over lending decisions, which created the pile of debt in the first place. I think on the big ticket reforms, land reforms, subsidy reforms, disinvestment and privatization agenda, I do think Modi will still be quite risk averse. He'll still have to engage, in intra-party consultations with his allies, both in the government but also state governments.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.